I'm going to be formal just for a minute, just to introduce this. So, hello everyone. Welcome to episode X of the MoeGamer podcast. This is a very special episode that I thought I'd record while I was back home at my parents' place celebrating Christmas. I am joined by one of my oldest, in every way it's possible to take that phrase, one of my oldest friends. And we thought we'd just have a chat about games while playing some games. I have neglected to bring my game capture device with me, so you're just going to have to take our word for the fact that we're playing Mario Kart. But here we are. Why don't you introduce yourself, please?
I'm not going to be formal.
Alright, you don't be formal. Go ahead. Talk.
I'm Paul Woodruff, otherwise known as Woody, and yeah, I've known Pete for a very long time. I haven't seen each other for a long time, have we?
No, probably about a year actually. I think it might have been last Christmas last time we saw each other.
Yeah, probably. And yeah, old school buddies. And then we've played lots of games.
Yes, lots of games.
Yeah.
I'd probably go so far as to say that you are probably one of the defining influences on my gaming habits. I think, however you want to take that. I started gaming before I met you, really, because we really met in sort of, it was probably sixth form, wasn't it?
12?
Yeah. I knew people you were friends with beforehand, but I think I kind of feel like I got to know you a bit later in secondary school.
Yeah.
But like most of the way through sixth form, that was sort of PlayStation N64 era, so there was a lot of gaming going on then. We bonded over Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, that was the one, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah.
I think. I actually played it so much that I thought material was actually real.
Yes.
I remember biking over and I thought, it would be good. I wonder if it is. No, it's not. You're an idiot. You played it for 30 hours.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. Well, there was an occasion when my parents were away on holiday in America going to see my brother, and most days during that period there was some gaming and drinking and other stuff going on.
Yeah.
A lot of that was Final Fantasy VII. As I recall, there was like a 36-hour straight session of Final Fantasy VII at one point.
Yeah, I fell asleep and created.
Yes.
I don't know. Created something that didn't exist. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you just randomly woke up and just decided to go, what's an X-Walker? Just like, an X-Walker isn't anything.
That particular time was basically going down the shop, buying a ticker slice from the shop.
Yep.
Packet of Pringles.
Yeah.
Some kind of beverage, and then playing that.
Pretty much.
I mean, you probably missed out some really nice hot sunny days there.
Yeah.
Was it in the summer?
I think so. Yeah, it was like summer holidays. I think because we weren't in school, were we?
I can't remember, but I used to bike over, so that was before I was allowed to drive.
Yeah. For the days of the Nova.
Oh, I had a different car before that. I had the Polo.
The Polo.
Shitbox. I had to jump start every day at school.
Yeah.
And people used to put sweet wrappers around the window.
Yeah. You still fucking love that car, though.
That was my first car. It? I mean, I bought it for my brother, but like, Pete charged me 150 quid for it cheap.
That's well. I used to do pay for my first car. I think my parents bought it for me.
Yeah.
But, there was a shitty clapped out old Fiesta that blew up on the motorway.
I didn't know it blew up on the motorway.
Did you not? No. It was like after I'd finished university and was.
Was that a red one?
Yeah. So
I nearly lost my hat out of the window.
I've forgotten about that. Yeah. But yeah, that one. But I was driving at the time. I was working at a school that was about 30 miles away from where I was living. It was the only place that was sort of hiring at the time, so I had to sort of take what I could get.
Yeah.
It was a shithole of a school, but they paid quite well, so I had to do that. But yeah, anyway, so I had this 30-mile drive every day, so I was obviously putting a lot of miles on the car every day. And one day it just started making a bit of a funny noise.
Thought nothing of it, did you?
Yeah, and I thought, it'll be alright. It probably just needs like some oil or something. So I put some more oil in it. It was okay. Got a bit louder. Drove to work the next day, and sort of about 10 miles out from work, it went bang really loud.
Well, it actually blew up.
Yeah, it actually went bang, and I heard something fall off the engine, go all the way through the exhaust pipe, and fall out the back.
Well, I mean that's good going.
Yeah, it wouldn't move after that. Though.
I've still got that hat. I was devastated when I thought I lost that hat.
Which hat was that? One of yours?
I've got it. I'll have it. I'll still wear it. It's my favourite. And I've leant out the window, probably a bit drunk or something. I think.
No, never.
I don't know what I was doing. And then it put there.
Yes, I remember that.
And then it flew off my head and got stuck on the back window thing. And I thought it'd gone. And then you stopped, and it fell into my lap, and I was dead pleased with that. I've still got it. It's not the first time I thought I've lost that hat. I went out with a mate and got drunk, and then I said, "Where's my hat?" and it turned out to be in my back pocket all along.
It's had some adventures then. Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, the reason I wanted to get Woody on today is because I've mentioned him a few times in previous episodes. So we had a whole episode called Graphics. So my co-host Chris wasn't sure whether to believe the story of graphics. So
graphics.
Yeah. So can you just confirm for us that graphics was a real thing that we genuinely did, unironically?
Yeah, if you thought if a game looks real. Look at the graphics. Gran Turismo. That was a graphics moment. That was like when I walked into First Compute and I saw that playing on the screen. I was like, that looks real. That's the most incredible graphics.
Pete, it actually looks real.
God, we destroyed that game.
Oh, yes. Yes, I think that was the example I brought up actually of graphics. But yeah, we just spent ages trying to understand what gear ratios were and failing. But we did get that Mitsubishi up to like 400 kilometers an hour.
Well, I got my. Do you not remember? I got the Lotus Esprit, and I got it up to 426 miles, 426 kilometers an hour.
It did take like 20 laps to do that, didn't it?
You had to do it on the oval. Yeah. That was good. That was. I couldn't believe that game when I saw that.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that something could look like that.
Yeah.
To be fair, that game was the beginning of. I think you put it as me eating driving games.
I'd forgotten about that, but yeah.
That's what you said, wasn't it? You eat driving games.
Yes.
They get eaten up and spat out.
Yeah.
That is what happens.
True enough. But yeah, I was fairly susceptible to peer pressure around that time, as I recall. So if there was a good N64 game out, I was like, Pete,
I'll shoot you into it.
You should get that.
I need to get that.
Yeah, you should probably get that.
I've heard that's good.
You know what? Thinking about it though, I have no idea how I had money to do that.
Yeah, because I never had money.
Yeah, but like, I always seem to have money for games, and I don't really know where it came from because I wasn't like working a part-time job or anything. We were still at school, but yeah,
you used to do some writing, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a bit, but so like I did a bit of freelance stuff for PC Zone and the official Nintendo magazine back then, just to like walkthroughs and players guides. And I mean they paid quite well. I paid like sort of 500 quid a time, but.
That's probably where it comes from.
I guess, because like, I wouldn't have had other expenses, would I? So that would have just sat in my account, and I thought, it's like buy some games.
Top Gear Overdrive. That wasn't a good game.
It was alright.
Well, it was alright. It wasn't good Gran Turismo.
No. You remember Top Gear Rally with the paint shop?
Top Gear Rally.
Top Gear Rally was like the first one on N64, and it had the paint shop in it where you could completely draw over your whole car.
I forgot about that.
But Top Gear Overdrive, it just decided to take itself a bit too seriously, and it had this terrible like rock soundtrack. But on the N64, because it didn't have CDs or anything, it had to compress it to shit. So it sounded like sort of cassette quality audio.
I'm getting really fucked over it. Skip, sorry.
Oh shit. Oh no. Yeah, we are playing Mario Kart 8 in a minute, and it's not going too well.
No.
But yeah, Top Gear Rally. There was that paint shop in there, and you needed the external controller pack to Save Your Creations, which, as I recall, mostly ended up being like bright pink cars with the word cock all over them.
Of course, I mean that's the first thing you on anything, any device, anything ever.
Yeah.
The first thing you do is either write or draw up a cock.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah. It's true. There was a later game called Trackmania that I played with some other friends, and there was like a custom paint job facility in that, and like the first thing my friend Sam did with that was make a bright pink car that was like celebrating Crohn's disease.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Sad but true.
Indeed.
Right, I need to really knuckle down here because I'm fifth. This is not good enough.
Yeah. Not good enough. So, I mean, a lot of stuff you convinced me to buy was on the N64, but then I'd also buy a lot of RPGs and stuff as well.
Yeah.
And you had a little theory about RPGs in the PS1 era, didn't you?
Well, yeah. I did. The less CDs it was on, the worse it is.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It got to a point where you literally wouldn't play an RPG that was on just one disc.
No, it wasn't good enough. It's based on Final Fantasy games,
yes.
Obviously, because Final Fantasy 7 was on 3.
Yeah.
8 was on 4. 9 was on 4, I think.
Yeah. So those are obviously the benchmark.
Makes sense.
But my usual co-host Chris asked me to inform you that by doing that you would have missed out on Breath of Fire 3, which is one of the finest PS1 RPGs of all time. So consider that.
I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. It's to be fair, it's stood up. Having said that, I haven't played it that much yet, but Red Dead 2's on 2 discs. So
does that make it better than?
Well, graphics and everything. But yeah, I've played it. I bought it ages ago and I haven't even put it on yet.
Ugh.
But I will. That's
Are you going to eat that game?
Do you know what? I don't get enough time to play games to the level that I used to,
See, a lot of people I know say this these days, and like,
I wish I did.
Yeah.
I wish I did, but doing the job I do where I'm sat in front of 2 computer monitors all day, you get home and think, I don't really want to be sat in front of another computer monitor for hours.
See, I don't think that.
No.
I spend all day in front of a computer monitor.
I think I'm going to play some more.
Yeah, and I think I'll play some games. Maybe have a wank. No, mostly play some games.
A game really has to grab me to make me finish it or whatever these days.
Yeah. Although I guess there's a difference in that I do all my gaming on the TV rather than my gaming PC is hooked up to my TV as well. So it's basically another console. So there's no sort of sitting with your face pressed up against the monitor or anything like that. Gaming time is relaxing time, sitting on the sofa and just having some fun.
Yeah.
And so for the last 4 years or so, the last 2 and a bit years, seriously, I've been sort of writing about games every day as well. So
I think that's the other thing. You write about them as well, don't you? So
yeah.
That gives you an incentive to put some time and effort into them as well.
Yeah. So I mean, in doing that, I sort of. I don't want to say I've made it into a better hobby or something like that, but I've made it into sort of more of a hobby. So rather than sort of just a bit of entertainment that you do for just like to relax after work or whatever, I've kind of made it into, like, some people go out and play sports or have a good club or whatever. I do that for games now, so and that works for me. So that's great.
That's the thing, like I say, it's that I tend to try and be sort of active now.
Yeah.
So I don't really like to sit in. I like to, I don't know, go out for. Well, not go out for a run because I don't do that. But I actually I go snowboarding, so that took over a lot of my time.
Oh yeah.
So
you still doing that?
Yeah. Cool. Going tonight. The board was out, wasn't it? On the
yes, yeah, it was.
So I go to Milton Keynes, the snow dome, when I can't go abroad, basically.
Yeah.
And I like to spend a lot of time doing that. To be fair.
I would die if I got on a snowboard. So I wouldn't even have to push off. I'd just die straight away.
It does hurt when in the beginning.
I love it.
I love it. I'm doing it a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even stand up on a pair of roller skates or ice skates or anything like that. I just fall over straight away. I'm just terrible.
I still got my blades. My roller blades are still in there that I use in the summer.
Nice.
See, and I've got a long board as well. I don't know. I just like to go out and stuff.
Yeah.
Go out on my bike. I've got an mountain bike now as well, so I'll go out on that, off-roading and getting horrendously muddy. But yeah. Don't really put as much effort in.
Sure.
However, I have been playing Shadow of Colossus remastered on the PS4.
Ah, yes. Did you play that back in the day on PS2?
I fully destroyed that game in every way that you possibly could destroy it.
You know what?
It's one of my favourite games ever made.
Yeah. I've still not finished that game, and I've somehow also managed to remain unspoiled on it as well. So
you need to play it.
Yeah, I know I need to play it. I just
I fully did that. I did everything. I got all the extras in it. I found everything in it. I got the secret garden that you can climb to. It's not much of a secret, but you have to play it a lot.
Yeah.
You have to keep, I don't know how many, probably 4 or 5 playthroughs to get enough energy to be able to climb the building.
Oh, right, so you like carry stuff over, do you?
Yeah. I smashed it.
Nice. Before we play another game, excuse me, I've bought you a present.
Oh, a present?
A present!
No, is it a box of cake and milk?
It isn't, no, but we will talk about that in a minute.
You should have done.
No,
we can't talk too much about that. We can only talk a little bit.
No, the reason I bought you a present is you sent me a text message literally as I just set off to come here, saying, "Can you come here a bit 15 minutes later?"
Oh, right.
So I thought I'd drop by Home Bargains and get you something.
Ah, nice. Do you know what? Huh? That's one of my favourite shops. That is.
Home Bargains is great.
I love it.
There you go. It's some poo.
Can you eat it?
I don't know. it's some putty poo, and also
that's been opened immediately.
Also,
it's squishy and it's super sticky.
Yes.
Not like the real thing.
Not like the real thing.
Well, not unlike the real thing.
It depends what you've been eating, and also,
a can of pussy, natural energy.
Yeah, I saw that and I thought of you.
How can that be? How can that exist?
I don't know. So, for context, what we're talking about is an energy drink called Pussy Natural Energy with 100% natural ingredients, none of which are vaginal juices to my knowledge.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think it's American, because if you look at the nutrition facts on the back, that's a sort of American layout of it. It's from Florida.
Botanical extracts.
Yeah,
I'm not for sure.
So it's 100% natural lychee and granadilla flavored energy drink. I'm going to try it. Let's give it a go.
Oh, it's going to ruin my beer that I've got.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah.
That was kind of.
That smells right. It doesn't taste like pussy that I'm used to.
No, unless
it's a bit fresher, it's a bit more fruity.
So you've only been going down on mangy old.
I wouldn't say mangy. That's a bit harsh, isn't it? I'm just saying that generally, you know, pussy doesn't taste of fruity, sugary drinks.
Get your ladies a freshener.
It's quite nice, actually.
It's not bad, actually. Yeah.
I mean, I did say I wasn't going to be formal in any way, and now we've really lowered the tone by.
It's good. Well, yeah, I did this. I did it deliberately. You know, that's exactly why I did this. You're drinking beer. You've got a pot of putty poo in your hand.
The thing is, do you know what's really? Think about it. I'm going to put what I'm going to do is put my fingers in the poo and then put my fingers in the pussy. Just to really, I mean, I don't know if you need to edit things out of this, but it might go too far.
It's fine. Consider this unprepared, unscripted, uncut.
Poo, putty poo, jokes and gags. Okay, what? So you just give it some of that?
You just give it. This is obviously a bit more visual than sound, but
I would be very, very worried if my poo looked like that.
That looks like a kind of poo that Matt would put out, though.
That's too solid.
Well, too solid. Is he a runny poo kind of man?
Yeah, it sounds horrendous. Sounds like a walk. It sounds like a walk pool sometimes.
But the Matt is someone I hoped would join us today, but apparently he has messed up his back or something, so he was unable to join us today. But Matt and Woody and Ed, who is also not here today, we used to have a gaming podcast called Gaming with Pedward, which is actually still available online if you can track it down. Which I did recently. That was like a good 10 years ago now, you realise.
It's longer than that.
But yeah, it's like sort of
but we're talking about, that's 12 years, 15, 13 years
because
ago.
it was before the PlayStation 3 came out, because I remember you making comments about beating my brother around the head.
I was just about to say that, getting a PS3 and smacking it over his head.
I don't even remember why, but you just decided that you wanted to hit my brother over the head with a PlayStation 3.
I was drunk on that one.
Probably. You were drunk on all of them.
No, but that one I was particularly drunk, because I had a hangover and I was drinking more, because we'd been out the night before, I seem to remember.
Yeah. So Gaming with Pedward was a fairly informal sort of show.
Informal.
It was, yeah. But I mean, we were trying to sort of channel the Ricky Gervais show, weren't we? Because Ed was obsessed with that at the time. And
some of it was actually quite funny.
Yeah. So we were trying to recapture that kind of experience there, and it's actually still worth a listen. I listened to them again recently, and they're still quite funny, as long as you can deal with all the burping and farting and swearing and being drunk and stuff. One episode I did find quite interesting was when we went down to London to the Science Museum, because there was an exhibition on there. Yeah, so we took a day out in London because there was an exhibition at the Science Museum called Game On, which was like a sort of history of gaming type thing, where they had like everything from old weird wooden Russian arcade machines to like more modern stuff as well, and they had like props from Max Payne, and there was like Grand Theft Auto 3's design document or something, which was just like a load of post-it notes all over the wall. So that was pretty cool.
It's the first time I'd ever seen a Virtual Boy as well.
Oh yeah. So it's
I didn't realise it had like a headstand thing.
Yeah, no, it was like too heavy to sort of wear, so like a VR headset. So yeah, you had to rest it on the table and sort of lean into it. And yeah, Virtual Boy's kind of a bit more well known now these days. Back in sort of the older days, were you familiar with Digitizer on the Teletext? Yeah.
I remember Digitizer.
Yeah, so the guy behind Digitizer recently has recently done a YouTube show, which is like a sort of, if you imagine sort of, think back to the 90s and think of what the sort of stuff that Channel 4 would put on late at night.
Right.
So it was like sort of fairly informal and pretty chaotic and stuff, but they also do some good retro gaming stuff as well, and they had a Virtual Boy on there recently. So people are a lot more aware of that now these days, but it's still, it's sort of partly good and partly shit.
I heard it gave people like horrendous headaches and made them feel sick.
Yeah, so that's the thing, because of the way the 3D works on it. It was it sort of used like sort of flickering, alternating things, showing slightly different things in your two eyes. And like some people that really didn't work for and gave them a massive headache. So yeah. But so apparently the actual games available for it are quite good, but you just have to deal with maybe your head exploding.
Yeah.
Which is not good.
You're not emulating?
You can, yeah, but then obviously you lose out on the 3D effect, which is sort of the main point of it. And you've just got a game running in black and red.
If you wanted to experience how good the game was,
I guess so, yeah. And I don't know how important the sense of depth is to them. Because like, if you think of a 3DS, you got a 3DS?
I've got a Zelda Gold 3DS XL.
Very nice.
With the nice head. I had an original one.
Yeah.
And you had to keep your head in exactly the right place, which is really annoying.
Yeah.
And the new one is much better, actually. Yeah. It's much more fluid and you don't have to keep your head in the right place.
So like you think of the 3DS though, the 3D effect's pretty cool, but there aren't that many games where it's necessary, I'd say. So like, have you played Super Mario 3D Land?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's quite a good one where it makes quite good use of 3D effects to sort of show the platforms are.
No, that's really good because it has like 3D puzzles in it.
Yeah,
where you've got to try and find something. Like the puzzles are, you have to move them around.
Yeah, yeah, and it's got like sort of bonus stages where things are sort of sticking out at funny angles. It's doing like a sort of MTS, your impossible object type thing. So you can only really see the platforms that you can jump on if you've got a 3D turned on. And so there's a few games that do that, but in terms of Virtual Boy, I don't know how important the 3D was to the overall experience. So I guess because like if you look at something like the Wario game on there, that just looks like a pretty standard 2D platformer. So but then there's also a sort of Mario Brothers type game where you're sort of running in and out of the background and sort of chasing things around in the back of the screen and the front of the screen. Obviously, you can see where you are in terms of how small your character is, but the 3D would probably add a bit to that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not something I feel like I'll ever actually get my hands on. So, but it's pretty prized for collectors now. So, I mean, I've got big into collecting games recently. So, like, I actually listed all of them on a spreadsheet because I'm sad like that recently. I've now got over 1,000 games.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Have you finished them all?
No. No, there are quite a few that I haven't even played yet. But as we were talking about, with what I do with my writing now is that if there's something big like an RPG, I will tend to wait to start that until I know I've got time to write about it, because I tend to like write about one thing in detail in one go and like spend maybe 3 or 4 articles on it over the course of like a month or so. And so I've collected quite a few RPGs because those are the most sort of valuable things that go. They tend to keep their value a lot, especially in sort of PS1 and PS2 era.
Love an RPG. Yeah.
I do love an RPG.
Japanese RPG.
Japanese RPG.
All the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, yeah. So I've got quite a few of them still to play, and they date right back to the sort of PS1 era. There's a couple on PS1 I want to play. But then I've also got quite into. I thought this was quite interesting because I've got into sort of collecting weird budget games on the PS2. And these were games that I don't think either of us would have thought to buy in the PS2 era, just because you look at them and you think, oh, that looks kind of shit. Because these were sort of released at like a £10, £15 price point.
But to be fair, I would always look at reviews of games, and I'd only really buy games that I knew had got a good review, which is kind of the wrong way to do it. You learn that. Yeah. That sometimes, a game gets a shit review, but something about that game you can really, really like and take a lot from it. Yeah,
well, I had this discussion with Chris a few episodes back, and we talked about sort of the effect of hype on things, and both of us used to be sort of more susceptible to hype than we are now. I think me more so than Chris.
You get very, very, very sceptical, don't you?
Yeah. So, but I mean, like this, I don't know. It's partly from me having actually worked in the business and sort of knowing that sort of certain games are going to get you clicks and advertising revenue and stuff like that, and it sort of made me a bit cynical. But then there was also sort of from around about 2010 or so. I got recommended a few games by a friend who I knew was into similar things to me, and she said, "Oh, there's these games that you might like. They've got terrible reviews, but I really like them. So give them a go." I went, "Okay, I'll give them a go," and they were really good. So fuck reviews.
You can't. It's annoying though, isn't it? Because you only know what the game's like once you've bought it.
Yeah. It's true, but I guess sort of the upside of this is that now these old budget stuff, they tend to go for like 50p in CEX now, so it is absolutely minimal risk to pick them up, and some of them are really fun. Some of them are just batshit crazy, but that has its own appeal. So have you ever heard of one called Demolition Girl?
No, I have not.
Demolition Girl is a game where a bikini model gets bitten by a radioactive crab and grows to a gigantic size and starts terrorizing mainland Japan. And so over the course of 5 different missions, you have to fly a helicopter, drive a tank and stuff, and basically stop her from ruining everything.
That sounds right up your alley, I think,
yes,
to be fair.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's not a great game or anything, but it's fun. And like there is some interesting stuff as well. Like from the same developer, there's a game that's just about photography. So it's like you just go on a bunch of fashion shoots, and it's got some quite sort of realistic camera controls on it. So you have to sort of worry about focus and aperture and zoom level and framing your shot properly and that sort of thing. So, and it's just a really interesting kind of game that when PS2 was current, I just wouldn't have thought to buy because you
hadn't bought stuff with good reviews.
Yeah. Exactly. you only buy stuff that's sort of been advertised a lot or had good reviews or that everyone's talking about. I mean, you can see less so now, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have Twitter and Facebook back in the day, did we? No.
I still don't.
Good for you.
I'm not on Facebook, no, that account's gone. Twitter, never had a Twitter account. Instagram has been deleted.
Yep.
And to be honest, everybody, I'm not interested in any of it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No, I don't blame you. It is more trouble than it's worth these days. And the only real reason I keep Twitter and Facebook around these days is just to get people to read my site and watch my videos.
Yeah.
And I do chat with a few people on there, but there's just so much shit on there. Just people.
Life's full of enough bullshit without needing everyone else's bullshit as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, you go on Twitter now, and there is always someone complaining about something that doesn't matter.
No, everyone's offended by something these days. Like, come on, get a sense of humour. It's fine.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Anyway, shall we play another game?
Yeah, go on then. I've still got Facebook Messenger. Like, you don't have to have Facebook to have Messenger, just to message some of my snowboard buddies that I met on holiday.
Yeah.
But Facebook definitely do one. And this food, it doesn't look like food. It actually looks like a piece of steak or a kidney.
That's because you flatten it out. You need to roll it into a poo sausage. That's good. Do that into the mug so they can get a good ear for its moistness. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Oh, it's a steak. Disgusting. Oh look, that looks. I'm gonna lay that. Just lay that one down there.
Just right there. It's got a few wrinkles in it.
What do I play?
Well, let's give you some Smash Brothers.
Oh, I haven't played that, so you're gonna kick my sorry ass.
Highly likely. Why don't you stick my Switch in, because I've got all the characters unlocked on mine.
Okay. I'll finish my pussy anyway.
Good. What do you think of the pussy?
I thought it was alright.
Choking on it.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's better than I expected for like a cheap energy drink.
Tastes alright to me. Better than some pussy I've had.
No. Alright, there's mangy old
blue waffle. Look that up on Google.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar.
Oh dear.
Isn't it weird how like you learn stuff like that? It's like you think of how did you come across that in the first place?
Oh, it's a good choice of words.
No, inquiring minds want to know.
How did I come across it?
Yeah.
Someone told me about. Someone mentioned it at work, and I was like, "What is that? What does that mean?" They said, "Look it up on Google." What would you do without Google? So I did, and yeah, it wasn't pretty. Like, what have I got to do something?
Yeah, you need to press your button. There we go.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to be the same character I was in Mario Kart.
Well, there's some strange things like.
How do you control this game?
So A is normal attack, B is special attacks, and then directions with them does.
A is a normal attack.
Yeah.
B is a special attack.
Yeah.
What do these do? Oh, that's jump. That's jump.
Those are both jump. Yeah. If you want to block.
Oh, you do it that.
Right shoulder button. Yeah, you can double jump.
Okay. You can that stuff.
Yeah. Press A, and then A again to use it.
I don't know why I'm having to beat that up.
You don't have to do that.
No.
But if you want to do like a really powerful attack to knock things up, we're playing Smash Bros. By the way, if that wasn't already clear. Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. I got beaten.
You sort of smack the stick in one direction and press a direction. That'll do a really powerful attack. I mean, you just try and knock each other off the screen. What was the name? We were talking about Blue Waffle. Why were we talking about Blue Waffle?
I don't know. This game's because you wanted to know how I discovered it.
Oh yes, yeah. So, like about 10 years or so ago, I used to work in an Apple store, and we used to have real problems with chavs coming in and
searching stuff out,
and they were mostly sort of hanging out on Bebo.
How does this work? You're just kicking my ass everywhere. I don't know what the F is going on.
I win. Why don't you try single player fight?
I don't know how it works.
Well, learn.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, anyway, back to the kids in the Apple Store. They used to like browse Bebo and stuff all the time, and there was one occasion when we'd sort of some of us had been upstairs, sort of doing some training or in a meeting or something like that. And we came down, and there was a good half of the computers downstairs were displaying something called Meat Spin.
Meat Spin.
Meat Spin. Yeah, have you heard of Meat Spin?
No, I haven't heard of that.
I'm going to educate you on Meat Spin now. Which is Meat Spin is a video of a gentleman being done up the arse so hard that his knob is swinging round and round to the accompaniment of "You spin me right round, baby, right round like a record, baby, right round."
Nice.
Yeah. So and that was on a good half of the computers in the Apple Store at the front. So you know that's a great first impression to set for customers, isn't it? So.
How did that become a thing? The internet's got a lot to answer for with porn and stuff. I mean, how does someone think, you know what I need to do today? What I need to do is get done up the arse and have my knob screwed on like a helicopter. How does that happen?
In a lot of cases, I don't think that was the original intention. I think it was just like there just happened to be a bit of porn that had that scene in there. Someone saw that and thought, oh, that would be funny, Luke, with some funny music.
You know what I mean, though? It's niche markets and stuff. It's like, how did you discover that was needed? Yeah. I don't know where I'm losing track of where I actually am on the screen.
We both died. But yeah, no. I mean, there was like a whole website called Cake Farts at one point. Which is exactly what it sounds like. Which is just
it's women farting on cakes.
Women farting on cakes.
I think Matt probably introduced me to that one.
Almost certainly. Yeah, it sounds like the sort of thing he'd be into.
Well, yeah. Do you not remember, like, his favourite video? It's now disappeared, but he's really upset about it.
No.
Oh, that's a stinky fart!
Oh, no.
You do remember that. He's definitely show you that.
Yeah. I didn't know that was his favourite video, but yeah.
It's one of them, yeah. He's very disappointed that it got removed, I think.
Yeah. So this was a video on YouTube. We've completely gone off topic gaming now, but whatever, who cares?
I don't know what's going on with this thing. I don't know how you pick that up.
But yeah, so this was a video that was on YouTube of it was like quite a chubby lady lying on the bed in her pants and just farting over and over again, and like the sort of iconic line was, "Ooh, that's a stinky fart."
That's a stinky fart.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, like, it wasn't taken down from YouTube for like being offensive or anything like that. It was taken down for copyright violation. Yeah. So the reason that video isn't on YouTube anymore is not because it was a woman farting. There's loads of videos of people farting on YouTube. But no, it was removed after a copyright claim. So someone out there got.
What? Someone thought she's copied my fart.
Someone literally said, "Whoa, that's my video. Now you can't put that up on YouTube and make money from it."
That might have been Matt's fault, to be honest.
He watched it so
that's
much.
my video. That is.
He watched it so much it just drew attention.
Yeah. Yeah. It's some weird stuff. The internet's got a lot to answer for.
Yes, it does. But it allowed us to bring the world gaming with Pedwood as well.
True. Oh, so the fireball works?
Yeah.
It can't do Dragon Punch?
You can do Dragon Punch.
Oh, yeah.
You can do a Hurricane Kick as well.
Oh, you can indeed. Oh, yeah. I didn't realise this is actually on a Game Boy screen.
Yes.
Oh.
You feel the concentration now.
Yeah, well, I want to know how to pick something up. How do you pick it up?
Just stand on it and press A.
What's that? That one?
Yeah.
Ah, how does that? Oh. There we go. Come on.
And then just press A again to use it. There we go.
Oh, okay.
You've drilled it well. Well done. So, I mean, we talked a bit about the N64 and stuff, and you said is that a new N64 you picked up, or like a new old one?
Well, it's really, you know what? It's really quite upsetting when we first thought we're gonna hook it up, me and Matt did. And I was like, yeah, I've got an N64, and it's like, right, we need to hook it up. And we did, and it kept crashing
Oh, no.
all the time. So I was like, the N64 I bought is faulty.
Yeah.
It's not my original one, it's just one I bought for like 20 quid from somewhere. Or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus Christ, it's not working. It kept crashing all the time. Matt was devastated because he couldn't play Goldeneye. He was crying. And then he bought round his... The next weekend he bought round his power pack off of his N64. Completely fixed the problem. So I've just got a dodgy power pack on mine. I think it plugged in the back of it.
Oh, fair enough.
So it works. And yeah, we've been hammering Mario Kart and Goldeneye and Duke Nukem and...
Oh, Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
Duke Nukem.
Explosive shotgun shells and everything. Oh my god.
Duke Nukem on the N64 is not a game that a lot of people seem to talk about, but we had some very good times on that.
We used to break. We used to play it so much that we used to break the elevator on it. And it crashed. It turned into a blurry mess in the doorway, and then you knew the game was going to crash at any minute. It was overload. I haven't won a single game yet.
No, you haven't.
I don't get this game. I don't understand anything that's going on or how it works.
That is how a lot of people tend to feel about Smash when they first start playing it. It is a bit of a learning curve, although which is weird because it's designed to be simple. I'm going to stick you against a computer player.
But what I want to know is, right?
Yeah.
A doesn't punch.
Yeah.
Or A doesn't attack. B doesn't attack.
Yeah.
Are they the only two attack buttons?
Yes,
What
but
do the shoulder buttons do? I haven't tried them.
so shoulder button, the right shoulder button will do a block, and the
Block.
left shoulder button, I can't remember what that does.
And the two other ones just do the same.
Yeah,
stuff.
they just do that. But the important thing is that if you if you push a direction and one of those two buttons, it will do something different. So, like if you push up and special move, it will do a different special move to if you just push special move by itself.
Right. Okay.
So
Well,
I'll give you an
it's not gonna make
easy
me any
level
better.
easy level computer.
I'll
opponent.
lose.
Yeah, well, give it a go.
Go on then. I'm gonna be in.
You can fight at random. There we go.
So up and a move, or direction and a move. That's something.
Yeah. So you've been playing Mario Kart and GoldenEye on the N64.
Well,
Anything else?
it's really only become Mario Kart now because he can still play Goldeneye like he used to play Goldeneye, which was you couldn't beat him. Basically.
I find it quite difficult to go back to GoldenEye in particular, just because the control scheme for it is so different to what I'm used to now.
Weird, isn't it?
It's,
It is weird. That's one thing I can't get used to.
like I find the same thing with a lot of Dreamcast games as well, because I get exactly
Dreamcast for years.
Yeah, no, I haven't either, but I picked up one recently. In fact, I picked up two recently because the first one didn't work. But yeah, the fact that's only got one analog stick is quite confusing. So there was a game on Dreamcast called Outrigger. I don't know if you ever played that one.
I didn't play that.
No.
Don't think I played that.
So Outrigger was basically Sega's take on the sort of deathmatch shooter type thing, but it was third person instead of first person.
Right.
But it had a batshit crazy control scheme by default that involved like using the trigger buttons to turn left and right, and like something weird on the analog stick, and there were like 15 different control methods, and all of them sucked. Including one that was designed for you to hold the controller upside down.
What?
Yeah. Just so you have the buttons on the left for moving around and the analog stick on the right for like aiming. It sort of worked surprisingly well, but until you had to use the triggers to do anything, because the triggers were then going the wrong direction. So it was really designed to be played with mouse and keyboard. It was one of the few Dreamcast games where you could hook up a mouse and keyboard to it and play with that, and it actually worked quite well with that. So I need to get some of those at some point.
Yeah. I've still got my Dreamcast, my original Dreamcast.
Have you? Nice. Yeah. There's a few things sort of from that I ended up trading in for one reason or another that I wish I'd still got. And I've talked about this with Chris in the previous episode, but like stuff like my original PS1 version of Castlevania.
Oh God, you were addicted to that.
Yes, yes. Do you know how much that copy of Castlevania I had would be worth today?
Yeah, it's loads.
Yeah, it's like 120 quid.
What was it called? Symphony of Night?
Symphony of the Night, yeah. So it was sort of the first of the modern Castlevanias that then went on to be on the Game Boy and stuff. It was a great game, and obviously it's been re-released on Xbox 360 and most recently. Not on PS1, no. I've got it on Xbox 360, but it's just a downloadable one on that. They re-released it on PS4 recently as well, along with the game that came immediately before it on PC Engine.
I seem to think I've got that game on PS1 because you told me to buy it. But I hardly played it because I was rubbish at it and I found it really difficult.
Yeah. No, I would have raved about that back in the day because it was amazing. But
you also play that a lot.
Yeah, but also it's probably one of those games that you would have gone because the game itself was only on one disc, and not only that, it was a sprite-based game.
It wasn't too bothered.
So like it had 2D art. There was a bit of 3D stuff going on in the background, but it was mostly a sprite-based game. I actually found that a bit weird to begin with because sort of a lot of the big PS1 games at the time, like if you think like Metal Gear Solid and stuff like that, they were big on the 3D side of things. And like you have this thing that comes along with like 2D art. It was a bit weird at the time, but
wasn't that the game that when you completed it, it turned itself upside down? You have to complete it again or something.
Yes,
the whole level was upside down.
Yeah,
something I seem to remember.
Get near and press B by itself.
Press B by yep. Oh right, okay.
Oh, he's got a final smash, ladies and gentlemen. There we go.
Okay.
And he missed.
Oh,
there we go. That's like a special attack. But so you played it all the way through, and then if you finished it in the correct way, so there was like a special item you needed to get, you would flip the whole castle upside down, and then you play it through again with it upside down, and that completely changed the way that you navigate through it. But yeah, that was a really nice package back in the day because it came in one of those PS1 sort of double disc sets, and it had a soundtrack CD in there that had some really cool remixes of Castlevania music on there. So yeah, if you're sitting on that, it's worth a fair bit these days. Just so you know.
I might not have, but for some reason I might have a copy of that on PS1.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But I did have it.
Yeah.
On something.
Yeah, it would have been one of those ones that I would have got. I remember. I don't know why I remember looking out for HMV in Cambridge, but I do remember buying it from HMV in Cambridge, and then bringing it home and playing it. It was like, it wasn't a graphics situation, but it was a this game is really good.
I found it really hard.
Yeah, it is quite hard if you sort of hadn't played sort of 2D platformers for a while, but I always thought it was cool because it like combines platformy stuff with shaking the food.
Yeah,
keep shaking the food.
I am.
But yeah, that was good fun. What other stuff did we used to play in the N64 back in the day? So we played Duke Nukem, played GoldenEye. We didn't really. I think Perfect Dark came out after.
I didn't like that.
No.
I was never a fan of Perfect Dark.
Why didn't you like that?
I've got several reasons why I didn't like that. One, because it used to make me feel sick because it had something with head roll on it.
I could not
play it because of that. It used to be Now I don't get motion sickness.
Yeah.
With anything else,
mm-hmm.
with like in a car in the back, nothing like that, or games or anything that have got head roll on now.
Yeah.
But that game, something about it, until I found that setting to turn off, used to make me feel awful.
Some people get a bit like that with like really random games, and I think in the case of Perfect Dark as well, it had quite a sort of erratic frame rate as well, which doesn't help.
Yeah, there's that. The other thing I didn't like, the multiplayer was good.
Yeah.
We had good fun with that, but I didn't like that stupid alien in it.
Yeah, Elvis.
I thought it was something that didn't fit in.
No, I kind of felt that as well, because it was like up until that point it had been sort of like fairly serious sci-fi, cyberpunk type thing, and then this fucking alien comes along and starts to like, hey, I know this.
It was stupid.
Yeah, it was kind of stupid.
Matt loved that game.
Yeah, I loved it as well, actually, but that was mostly for multiplayer. But thinking about it, I think most of the multiplayer sessions I had with that were after I left home and went to university. Because we used to all wander around my friend Tim's house and play sort of 4-player sessions with a load of bots.
Yeah.
And we'd make the bots fall into the little alien, and we'd make him fists him, which was the setting where he didn't use any weapons. He just slapped you.
I just remember the gun, the laptop gun. I liked that.
Yes, that was pretty cool.
Didn't they have like secondary fire on them?
Yeah. So like, I think the laptop. Can you deploy the laptop gun as a turret or something like that? Yeah. So
used to hide them everywhere. To like walk into a room and just get battered and dead.
Yeah. I seem to remember sort of playing unconventional matches with just like remote mines and stuff like that, and like filling the toilets in the facility level with remote mines, and someone would just spawn in there and they drop down into the toilet and you just blow them up. Yeah, it was great. What else did we play? I'm trying to think. I remember we had a summer where we tried to get into football games.
Did we? Did I play football games?
I can't remember.
I don't think
I can't remember if you were there, but I was definitely there, and it was Ed was definitely involved as well. We had the World Cup '98 game on N64, and we were trying to play that and trying desperately to enjoy it. And we were just like, it's really very fun.
No, I'm not into a football game.
No,
so I don't think I've ever had one, except maybe I think it might have been my brother's, and that was one of the FIFA games on the Mega Drive. When that first came out, there was one in particular when it first came out. It was like that did look quite good. It was like it was a nice sort of 3D football pitch. Yeah.
Now those only FIFA ones were very good, and like I always used to be quite impressed with how Madden looked on the Mega Drive, but like I don't understand American football at all, so it was just like I just used to like the scrolling on the playfield. It looked 3D. It was like it was an early graphics moment.
I mean, we used to, I don't know if you were there or not, but me and Andrew used to play a lot of Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast.
Yes, yeah.
Now that was a fighting game.
Yes.
And I'm actually interested in getting the one that's just come out on the Xbox One.
Yes.
No, quite good.
Yeah, new one's supposed to be really, really good, and it's got the create a character mode in it as well.
That's another game I destroyed, was Soul Edge on the PS1, which was one of my favourite fighting games ever made.
Yes, same here.
We had to collect all the weapons and stuff.
Yeah, I remember playing that a lot as well, and that's a game that me and some friends will still quote at each other, just because like the
grueling battle ended with the victory of Siegfried.
Yeah, always Siegfried. But then like there was like a bunch of Japanese speech in there, but then Siegfried, who was German, like he wins about and he goes, "I never had such an easy victory."
I never had such an easy victory. Yeah. Zero did. That was a good game.
That was
like when that came out. It's like it's the most incredible fighting game I've ever played.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Like whoops Tekken's ass.
Yes, Tekken's still around as well. Tekken's still doing pretty well. Like Tekken 7, I think, was the most recent one. That seems to be doing quite well.
I remember that. Tekken and Ridge Racer.
Yes.
Were. What happened was I hadn't seen a PlayStation before.
Yeah.
And I still had a Super NES and a Mega Drive. And one of my brother's mates, he came round to our house, where it was my parents' house. And he bought this PS1 round and put it on. And I was like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. It's like having an arcade machine in my house.
Yes.
And I caned Ridge Racer. I think that's probably where the driving game thing started.
Yeah.
Where I completely destroyed that game.
Yeah.
I beat that black car. I beat them all. And then Ridge Racer Type 4 on the PS1 was amazing.
What a game.
And Tekken as well. He bought Tekken and Ridge Racer around his PS1. I was like, these are the most incredible things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe what I've seen on my TV.
Yeah, I was pretty much exactly the same, because sort of before I had my own PS1, my brother brought. Do you remember my old Japanese PS1 that had like the SCART cable like welded into it?
I had a problem with your Japanese PS1. We'll go into that in a minute. I had to,
Yeah. So, cats. Cat. My brother had like an early model Japanese PS1 that had been modified so it had a SCART output, and it had like a massive brick of a transformer and stuff, so you didn't blow it up with UK power supplies and stuff like that. But yeah, that was my first experience with PS1, and he had Ridge Racer, he had Raiden Project, and he had like an early pre-release version of Tekken, which didn't have any box art or anything. And so like Ridge Racer and Tekken were my first experiences with PS1 as well. But yeah, your problem with my PS1.
Do you remember the game?
Yes, I do.
Announced the game. Oh, it annoyed me so much.
Yes, I do remember the game. So, I discovered fairly early on that the PS1 you could sort of bypass the region locking on it by using a little trick that's probably quite well known now. It's like
the pendant trick.
Yeah, the pendant trick. So you hold down a little button inside the lid, and so it thinks that the lid is still closed when it's not. And what you do is you put a Japanese disc in there, watch it. When it slows down after spinning the first time, that means it's read the region locking and the copy protection of it. So at that point, you whip out the disc and put in a new disc, and it will load the game. And so that is how I sort of had my first experiences with things like Final Fantasy VII and stuff like that. Just with a battered old Japanese PlayStation with the lid open, with the disc just there spinning away. But the game Woody is thinking of here is...
Yeah, now, hold on, you were saying a minute, but your brother caused a lot of problems with several games he brought back from America, but we'll go into those as well. Because Matt with Metal Gear. But we'll go... continue.
Yeah, so the game I believe you're referring to here would be Buster Group, wouldn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Which we talked about a little in our MoeGamer episode a little while back. But
I love that game.
Yeah. So Buster Group is a cool game. It's a one-on-one dancing game, basically. You tap out rhythms on the buttons and so on. And we were both playing it at the time. And
we both got really good at it.
Yeah, we both got really good at it. But we both got really good on it on different systems. So I was playing on the Japanese system, but he was playing on the English system. And you came over to mine one day, and we thought, we'll play some Buster Group, we'll play the two-player mode. And like you started ranting and raving at me about how the timing was off and how it didn't work properly, and it was like, this game's broken. It's your PlayStation. It's your PlayStation.
I could not.
Yeah, absolutely.
I couldn't tap the rhythm, and I couldn't win on it.
Yeah,
I couldn't. And I didn't know why.
Yeah, and I didn't believe you because I was doing absolutely fine with it. But then,
and bearing in mind, I didn't have a car. I didn't have a car then.
Yeah.
So I cycled home to get my PlayStation 1. That's how annoyed I was. I cycled 7 miles home to get my PS1 and bring it back.
And brought it back. And you know what? The timing was off.
Everything was but how it should have been on my one.
Yeah. I don't really know why that was, because I don't know if the Japanese one was like putting out a 60 Hz signal or something like that. I guess it must have been something like that. But yeah.
I think it ran a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
I think the Japanese one just ran a little bit faster than the UK one.
And it just threw the timing off slightly. And in fact, if you emulate Buster Groove now, the same thing happens. So like I tried to emulate Buster Groove a little while ago to just capture some footage from it. I just found it so difficult to get the buttons timed right.
I knew it.
So I don't know. That was weird. But yeah, that was that caused some disagreement.
I couldn't win. I could not do anything on it.
Yeah.
I couldn't. That was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what were you thinking of with the problems that my brother supposedly caused then?
Well, basically, the problem your brother caused was that he brought back Metal Gear Solid, the one on the PS1, way like about 6 months to a year before it was out in the UK. No one had heard of it.
Oh, that wasn't my brother. That was me. That was
you?
Yeah. That was I went over to see my brother in the States.
You caused the problem then.
Yes.
So I got your game copied by my cousin, my dodgy cousin, and had my PlayStation chipped, so I didn't have to do the pendant trick. Just ran everything. Yeah, brilliant. And I showed Matt Metal Gear Solid. And my PlayStation became his PlayStation for the next, I don't know, however long it took for the game to come out. Yeah. So I lost the PlayStation basically because Matt just needed to. It became his favourite game ever.
Yeah.
He became addicted to it. And and obviously he was gutted because he was like, "Get my PlayStation chips, get my PlayStation chips," and I did it. I don't think I ever did because I never saw, and my cousin couldn't see the bloke who got it chipped in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times. Yeah. That was totally me because I went to see my brother in the States and Metal Gear Solid had just come out over there.
I think I told you to get it.
Yeah. And it was a really big deal over there at the time, and also around the same time. I also got a couple of other games over there that you couldn't get here. So I got Metal Gear Solid. I got, I think, Parasite Eve, and Xenogears, and I think Final Fantasy 9 was out at the same time as well. So I came back with like a bumper crop of American games.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid obviously stole the show though.
I'm pretty sure you didn't really know much about it. It's like you have to get.
No, I didn't. Solid. Yeah, no, I didn't at the time. But I remember it was just sort of starting to build up the hype for it at the time. Because I think the magazine my brother was working on at the time, Electronic Gaming Monthly, and the official PlayStation magazine in the States, they were like gearing up to do a big feature on it. Yeah. And so I think he brought a copy home while we were staying with him and showed it to me, and I was like, oh, I need to play this. So I went and bought my own copy.
I'm pretty sure as well that when Matt had that, he showed it to a few of his mates, and I'm like, I need that game. And like, he started a little thing where it's like, how have you got that? It's like, yeah, mate, Woody and Pete got hold of it somehow.
Yeah, pretty special.
That was a good game.
That was a good game. Have you played the more recent ones?
Yeah, I'm not really keen.
No?
No, well, Metal Gear 2 I liked until... Metal Gear 2 I liked, but I didn't like the fact it wasn't about Snake, it was about Raiden, or whatever his name was. That was a bit weird. Like the best bit of the game was the bit at the start on the ship.
Yeah.
And then, number 3, Snake Eater was good.
Yep.
I destroyed that, and I got some vinyl records, which they did, I think.
Some nice.
Vinyl music somehow. And Metal Gear 4. Now, what was that? Was that the one where at the end you're crawling through the thing?
Yeah.
Like, got a bit stupid. Metal Gear 4 did. And then Metal Gear 5 I haven't played, even though Nat swears by it, says it's the best Metal Gear game ever made. I'm like, don't like it. Don't like it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because that's where the guy, Konami had some beef with the guy who originally made it.
That Hideo
Kojima, yeah. And there was like some issues there. And so the development of it was a bit troubled, I would say. But it was also quite a different type of game because it was all sort of open worldy rather than the sort of sneaking around in the dark like the previous ones had been.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I haven't played it either yet, and in fact I haven't played 4 yet either. But
Metal Gear 4 is good, but it's just a bit stupid.
Yeah, I know it sort of goes a bit crazy at the end in particular. Have you played Metal Gear Rising?
No, but is that the one that's really bad?
No, it's really, really good, but it's...
Is that the turn-based one?
No, that's Metal Gear Acid on PSP, which is also very good. But Metal Gear Rising is the one made by I think Platinum Games, who is made up of a lot of people who do stuff like Devil May Cry and stuff. So
Devil May Cry.
So rather than being like a standard Metal Gear game, it's more of a sort of hack and slash action game.
Right.
So you're Raiden in it again, but it's Raiden has been like super modified into basically
like
the
he's
ninja.
At the end of, like he is at the end of Metal Gear 2, isn't it? Is it Metal Gear 2 where he's all? No, he appears in Metal Gear 4 as all beefed up.
Yeah. So it's basically a whole game around that, but it's like really stupidly over the top, and it's got really good music. So if you haven't played that one, it's not really a Metal Gear game in the way you might be thinking about it, but it is very good. So that's
you know what?
worth a look.
You mentioned Devil May Cry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I didn't like the second one. I didn't like the third one. I bought the third one, but it never grabbed me.
Yeah.
Not like. Did the first one come out on the PS2?
Yes, the first 3 were on PS2.
Right, well the first one, I saw that game run, so I was like, that looks amazing, that game. And I bought it. And it's a brilliant game.
Yes.
It kept me going, like, because it was all about combos and comboing stuff together and keeping it chained together for as long as you possibly could.
Yeah.
And kicking the shit out of stuff in the best way possible to get the biggest combos you possibly could.
Yeah.
And there was something about that game. Again, that game got destroyed. I played that a lot.
Yes.
That was a really good game, that.
Yeah, that was really good. Did you play Bayonetta?
No, so I knew you were going to mention that.
Yeah.
I wanted to get hold of it. I mean, purely just to see a scantily clad woman jumping around, to be honest, but that was actually meant to be a really good game.
Bayonetta, you need to play. If you enjoy Devil May Cry, you need to play Bayonetta. It's so good.
I've heard
and you can get both on Switch now as well.
Oh, nice.
And they're in like one pack. So like they brought out the second one was a Wii U exclusive.
So were they done by the same people?
Yeah. It was the same guy who made Devil May Cry in the first place. So it's a very similar sort of game, but it's just kind of sort of polished up and refined a bit more, so it plays a bit better.
Yeah.
I didn't really get on with Devil May Cry when I first played it. I've actually tried it again recently, and I like it a lot more than I did back when I first tried it.
I missed the second one, and I really tried to want to like the third one.
Yeah.
It got really good reviews and stuff. but something about it just didn't grab me and keep me involved with it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like the second one in particular. Third one, I'm not so familiar with what people think about it, but I know the second one. A lot of people think of that as the bad one. So
I think I still got the third one.
yeah, I picked them all up recently, so I'm going to go through them all and probably write to me about it or make some videos at some point. But yeah, they hold up pretty well.
That first one was brilliant. Like that was a graphics. That was a graphics.
Yeah, because that was quite an early one. That again, this is a subject I was talking about with Chris recently. It's like that was originally sort of marketed as the guy who made Resident Evil worked on this.
Yeah,
and so
there was nothing like Resident Evil.
No, but when they were first sort of hyping it up and doing previews of it, people were sort of thinking it might be like Resident Evil but with a different character. It turned out to be nothing like that. But one of the big things it was doing was while Resident Evil was still using like the pre-rendered backdrops, we'd had Code Veronica at that point, but most of the Resident Evils were still like the pre-rendered backdrops. Devil May Cry was like this full 3D world that it actually looked real.
It looks real.
Yeah, so you had like these sort of sweeping camera angles and stuff, and sort of things going on, and that kind of thing. But yeah, it was a graphics moment.
Resident Evil's got a lot to answer for.
Mm-hmm.
That Resident Evil 1
mm-hmm.
was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen on the PlayStation again.
Yep.
And I played that game for 8 hours on one Saturday, non-stop, and felt sick afterwards because I basically looked at a TV screen for 8 hours without coming away from it.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 made me trade in my first N64 to get a PlayStation again with Resident Evil 2, which needed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That game was brilliant. And the remake looks amazing.
Yes.
That's coming out, which I'm going to have to get.
Yes.
Resident Evil 3 Nemesis,
mm-hmm.
which wasn't called Resident Evil 3, it was just called Resident Evil Nemesis. Because Resident Evil 3 was actually Code Veronica, I think. Properly, in the order of things.
Yeah. I think they sort of ran in parallel. I think because Resident Evil 3 was about Jill, wasn't it? And then Resident Evil Code Veronica was about Claire.
Yeah, that went a bit stupid, that one. It's good though, the graphics amazing. Graphics!
Graphics!
Nemesis had a really good mode on it, where you had to, again, link a load of combos together.
Yes, yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. Like survival mode or combat mode, combo mode or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, they've actually put something like that in a lot of the more recent ones as well. There's like the mercenaries mode in the more recent ones. It's a bit like that.
So Resident Evil 3 was good, again, but that was rendered.
Yeah.
Or Nemesis or whatever it was. Resident Evil 4 was one of my favourite games ever
mm-hmm.
on the game. Especially on the GameCube. That was like, this game's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that game. And then one of the ones after it, I didn't like 5.
Mm. A lot of people didn't like 5.
I didn't like 6 too much either,
mm-hmm.
and I haven't tried 7.
7's supposed to be really good. 7 is supposed to be a bit more like the older ones. But 7 is also supposed to be amazing in VR.
The reason why I won't play 7 is because it looks too intense.
Yeah.
I'm not one, I don't really do horror.
Mm.
I don't like horror films. It's not that I'm scared, I just don't like them.
Yeah.
And that one, when I was watching the demos or whatever of Resident Evil 7, I was like, I'm not going to be able to sit there in the dark and play that game with a heart rate staying at a reasonable pace.
Yeah.
That's what I don't need that. That looked pretty intense, that game.
Yeah. No, it's supposed to be like I say, it's supposed to be really good in VR. But yeah, imagine how intense it is on the TV. Like you strap yourself into VR with a headset on and earphones on, it's going to be even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I played a lot of Silent Hill. Did you play Silent Hill much?
Now that's another one. I got hold of. Didn't we get hold of Silent Hill early as well?
The first one, I can't remember.
The first one on the PS1.
I don't think so because I remember buying that one over here.
It was on the PS1.
Yeah, the first one was on PS1 and then all the other ones were on PS2.
What's that?
Radio.
Yeah, I did the first one. That was a terrifying game.
Yes.
Silent Hill 2.
Silent Hill 2, my
one with triangle head.
Pyramid head, yeah.
Pyramid head.
Silent Hill 2, my enduring memory of this was when you and Ed came down to visit me while I was at university, and I started playing Silent Hill 2 because I really liked Silent Hill, and you were both like, oh yeah, give it a go. And I played through the whole thing in one night.
Yeah, I think I just sat there watching you play it.
Yeah, you were watching it. Ed fell asleep because he always fell asleep when we were doing stuff
And I was
like
getting
that.
scared. Going, Pete, there's a thing coming. There's a mannequin coming with arms, his legs, or whatever it was.
Yeah. And Ed just sort of woke up just as it was finishing. He was like, "Oh, we finished it." Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Silent Hill 2 is like still regarded as like a proper classic these days.
That was a scary game.
Yes.
That bit in the hospital.
Yeah.
Is that at the start? Or was it in the middle?
It's partway through. There was a hospital in the first one and the second one, and they were both shit scary.
We used to get panicked, didn't you, when you heard
the
siren go, and then everything would go grimy and horrible, and like a horrible toilet.
Yeah. As I recall, we used to describe certain things as being like a Silent Hill toilet.
Yeah.
Like
what was that I bought when I was at yours? I bought Prince of Persia, and I played that. Do you remember the first? It was a 3D.
Oh yeah.
And I was addicted to that.
Mm.
That game got destroyed.
Yeah.
Sands of Time. I think that was.
Yes, that was a good
Really
one.
good.
Did you play the second one where it went all emo?
Don't know if I played the second one. Don't know if I played the second one. The one that was really good was the one that then sort of went nearly cel-shaded kind of graphics.
That was the one on Xbox 360.
That's amazing.
Where they sort of rebooted it. Yeah, I that was one that everyone absolutely went apeshit for at the time, and no one ever talks about these days.
That is a really good game. That.
Yeah.
Really good.
Definitely worth looking at.
Yeah. What else? What else have we got? I've got staff games down there I have to go through.
Yeah.
Let's see what we've got.
Oh wait.
Let's pull them out.
Whip them out.
Let's pull it out. Let's pull it out of the bag. Right, I've got Shadow Colossus, which is one of the most amazing. Can it hear me?
I don't know. There's stuff coming up on the screen, so yeah.
So Shadow Colossus.
Shadow the Colossus.
That everyone needs to play that.
Yeah.
I've got The Last Guardian as well, which I was addicted to Ico and Shadow Colossus, so I bought that.
Yeah.
And I love that game.
Mm-hmm.
But it got bad reviews because it was in development for like 100 years.
Yes.
And it does have issues.
Yeah.
But that game's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love that thing. Forza Horizon 4, driving game that's been basically eaten. Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, eaten.
Not the Xbox One, the one before I destroyed.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2, haven't played yet.
Not eaten yet, but going to be eaten.
Yeah, that's a game that needs to be sat down with and really. You're going to like this one.
Oh,
yeah. DJ
Hero.
What game? I mean, amazing. That's a feeling. Last of Us?
Ah, yeah.
That's
Not
great.
played that. Not
Played that.
No. One that I've somehow managed to avoid.
That is an awesome game.
Yeah.
But I've stopped playing it. I'm right at the end of it, but for some reason I stopped playing it.
Yeah.
Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah.
Haven't played it yet. But it works on the Xbox One now, I think.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
Very good.
One of the best games I've ever played in my life.
I got that for Christmas. I'm just starting to discover its joys now.
That is one of the best games I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the best Zelda game I've ever played, I think. But then Ocarina of Time just holds that little... You know, that was the most amazing thing ever at that time.
Yeah.
Halo 5 Guardians.
Yeah.
Don't like.
No, I don't really like Halo
I
anymore.
played it, didn't like it, thought it was Forza Horizon.
Yeah. Oh, I do have a story about Halo though.
Which one?
Do you remember Galo?
Galo?
Mm.
Should I remember Galo?
Yeah.
No, go on then.
Galo was when I was living in Winchester, and you and Ed, and I can't remember if Matt came down as well, but it was at least you two, and we were playing a lot of Halo.
I'm worried about this.
We were playing a lot of Halo. It was the original one on the Xbox, and I think either you or Ed had brought your Xbox and the TV as well.
Oh, so we were LANing it or whatever.
So we were like doing LAN stuff on there and playing like sort of two screens. And we were also getting very, very drunk while we were playing it.
There's a surprise.
And at some point during the evening proceedings, someone decided that it would be a good idea if we all took our shirts off. And so we did. So, and we took photographs, which have unfortunately been lost in the mist of time. Because I remember this one photograph being hilarious, because everyone who saw that photograph thought that I looked like a Mexican wrestler in it. But yeah, it was just a photo of us very drunk with our shirts off, having been playing Halo. And the funny thing about it was like my housemate at the time she came home from work quite late. She was working nights or something like that, and she just wandered into our flat to find a bunch of shirtless men, very drunk in the living room, just sitting there playing Halo as if it was perfectly normal.
But wasn't that the one? Was that the time as well where we were playing? When we first had a Wii, and we were playing golf? Because I'm pretty sure there's a picture of Matt with his shirt off playing golf.
I don't know. That would have been a bit later, wouldn't it? Because Halo 1 was Xbox. I think that was a different flat altogether, actually. But yeah, there was
Was that the big flat on the top, nearly the top floor?
Yes, yeah. So that was like the big, really nice flat.
That was awesome.
Yeah, place. That was such a good place. But yeah, we couldn't stay there because the landlord's daughter wanted to live in it. So.
I'm not surprised. It was a lovely flat. I'd love it. It was massive.
Yeah. That was gay though. And you also used to taunt my housemate there by putting disco lights in the bathroom.
I think that was Ed who did that.
I think we were all to blame for that one.
No.
I don't know why I had a collection of battery powered disco lights, but I did.
Yeah, you had the strobe one. Ed brought down the strobe one, and you had the one that span around.
Yeah, and we just fill up the bathroom with a bunch of strobe lights and. I remember a printed sign that we stuck on the ceiling that said, "Get Rob into your house."
Oh, right. I'm just trying to think. Now, we did this at Ed's when he had the strobe light.
Yeah.
But did we show you, when you turned out all the lights and put the strobe on only, you could spin around on the floor and it looked like you were spinning around on your arse with your legs up in the air?
Yes. Yeah, you also used to do the thing where you'd walk across the floor and it just looked like you were sliding across.
Oh yeah, because you would do the same position. Yeah, it just looked like you were sliding around the floor. Oh yeah, Jesus.
Yeah,
that's a long time ago.
Yes, it was.
That's funny.
I'm very good at that. But we're still alive.
Just about. Yeah. What else? Well, what other gaming highlights?
Going to Galo, that was definitely a highlight. The Wii Sports thing, yeah, I think you're thinking of the other flat when, like, I'm not sure who got Wii first, but there was definitely a lot of Wii Sports. That was the same.
Is that the one that had the string out the back that we sent off the matchstick boxes with the no swear words on the sails?
No, that was a different place again. That was like the cottage where we lived on the river in Winchester, and like the garden back down onto the river. That was. I can't think what we did.
How weird was that little bit of a story, Sam? Yeah, when we set off matchboxes down the stream with sails with swear words.
That's
really hungover.
That's pretty much all there was to it. But yeah, that was also a trip where I remember Matt just sitting there watching a lot of porn on my computer while we were trying to play games. It's because my computer was on a desk in the lounge.
You sent me a photo of that recently, and I literally had some porn on in front of me, and you can see it clearly on the monitor.
Yes, and you were sitting there licking a beer bottle like it was a cock.
Like this?
Just like that, yes. But yeah, I think that was pretty weird as well, because like the Wii was a few years later, and that trip was when Matt came down armed with a bunch of porn mags.
Oh,
like he came down with his 50 and over porn mag.
there was that one. There was the one that was like massive, oversized winning one, and there was one there. I could text him it now and he'd probably send something back, but he liked Stella needs a fella, stick it in. That was one of the quotes. Stella needs a fella, stick it in. I'm going to send it now. If I send him Stella needs a fella, he should come back with stick it in. I'm sure of it. Let's go.
But yeah, that was I think pretty soon after the Wii came out, because I think whoever brought the Wii with them only had Wii Sports, and so we were playing a lot of the golf, a fair bit of the tennis and the bowling, and that was the same weekend we were recording some gaming with.
Sorry, here we go. Yeah, you might just hear them.
You can.
I got sent that to the right person. Yeah, that's fine.
Good. Good. Stella needs a fella, stick it in.
He should. I'm hoping he comes back with something. not been very responsive on the phone of late.
Well, you fracture your spine, you...
Spineless idiot!
Yeah, he just didn't want to appear on a podcast because he's scared.
No, well...
No, I think
definitely not. No. If he had coming today, he probably would have needed explicits in the warning. I don't actually know if they're making a lot of swearing or not.
There's been talk of porn.
Blue waffles.
Blue waffles, yeah. Never mentioned Two Girls, One Cup.
No, I don't. Well, I haven't seen that video.
No.
I don't want to see the video. And I don't want to talk. No.
You know, I've only actually ever seen like the first 5 seconds of it, and that was enough. I was just like, no, I don't need to do that.
That is, see, the internet has got a lot to answer for.
Yes.
It really has. That video is not needed to exist.
No. But it does. And that's a wonderful
So well done. Whoever came up with that idea.
Yes.
Horrendous.
Yeah. No, if you don't do a lot of social media, you're probably not aware of... You heard the phrase Rule 34 before?
No.
Rule 34 of the internet is if it exists, there is porn of it.
Yeah, well that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Well, if you think... The thing is, that almost comes back to like... If you try and think of something...
Yeah.
That hasn't been done.
Yeah.
It will be done.
Oh, yeah,
if
yeah.
someone's done it
and
gone further than you could possibly imagine with it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. No, this is thinking about it a long way, but do you remember in sixth form when you and Ed used to draw Simpsons porn?
That wasn't me.
Was it not
No,
you?
Ed used to draw the Simpsons. I was never good at drawing Simpsons. He used to draw the Simpsons porn all over my books. Generally. Yeah.
Yeah. But, no, I remember thinking like that was unique. No one had ever thought of that before. And like a couple of years later, I discovered that Simpsons porn has very much been a thing for a very long time.
Very long time. Yeah, Family Guy porn as well. I've seen.
No,
weird.
It's true. If it exists, there is porn.
The thing is, why? I don't see what could turn you on about or wanting to wank over a cartoon.
I don't think it's so much necessarily about wanting to wank over it. I think it's just
for it to be funny.
Yeah, in a lot of cases to be funny. In a lot of cases, about it's just fan artists. They just really like the character, and the thing they're good at is drawing people fucking.
What I don't get is, if that's the case, I don't get why it's like a little. If you're looking at porn, why it comes up on the side. If you're looking at porn, you're looking at porn. You know, you're looking at some porn. What you're not going to click on is a cartoon of Marge Simpson having a spit roast. Do you see what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, there's some weird trends.
I'm going to take a break from the porn and trying to get turned on. I'm going to look at a cartoon of The Simpsons.
Well, I don't know. There's like weird trends that go on in this sort of thing. Like again, with you not being on social media, you wouldn't have come across Bowsette before.
No.
Bowsette was when Nintendo announced the Switch version of New Super Mario Bros. U.
I think I do know Bowsette because I think you sent me pictures of it.
I might have done, yeah. But yeah, the sort of new thing that they were adding in New Super Mario Bros. U is this thing called the Super Crown, which basically turns Toadette into Peachette, I think they call her, which is just like a version of Peach. And so this one fan artist decided that, wouldn't it be interesting if this also worked on other characters? And the character they chose to do it with was Bowser. Well, you haven't got internet.
Oh, I have.
Give me internet. Give me some internet.
Hold on. I've got it in here. See, I told you you're going to need it.
I did.
But just such an occasion.
Just such an occasion.
Right. Well, I can't. I'm not going to tell the number out.
No, that's fine. Which network?
Oh, it's go on the TP. There should be a 5G one if you can connect to it.
That's it. Just that one.
Oh. Right.
Drilling live connections in Wi-Fi. Can't do that.
Alright, well, I can type it for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try that.
Let's try it. Talking of, I can't read that. We need to have a brief conversation about Pirate's Destiny, but we'll save that for a moment. Just while I educate you on Bowser. It's not porn, just fan art. Just a bit of fan art.
I seem to remember it looking like Peach looking a bit worried and Bowser looking a bit angry behind her, and then maybe some cleavage showing or something.
Oh, there is porn of Bowser, to make no mistake about it. But yeah. So, but this was really interesting to watch unfold, because it was just one guy on the internet posted an image, and from there it just exploded. From there, it was this cartoon here. So it was a cartoon of the end of Super Mario Odyssey, basically, with Peach rejecting Mario and Bowser, and Bowser puts the Super Crown on and becomes Bowser.
Right.
And that one character there just absolutely exploded in popularity, and suddenly everyone wanted to draw her. And there was a blissful...
You've sent me that.
Yeah.
You sent me that one.
And there was just this blissful few weeks of just Twitter not being anyone moaning, it was just people posting that, and more explicit versions of that. Anyway, yeah, Play Is Destiny. Let's talk about Play Is Destiny.
We will. I have to go for a week.
Okay.
So you might want to pause that. I'll probably edit that out. But
well, I will explain the basic principle while you
I'll
guys
try and
have
listen.
a
The door will
week.
be open, so you might hear something.
Hey, nice. So, in sort of roughly around sixth form, I guess it was, there was a product available called Click and Play. This.
Yeah, but wasn't it right? So didn't I tell you that we need to sit down and play with them?
I don't remember the original context of it, but basically what it was, Click and Play was originally released as like a full price piece of software. It was like 40 quid or something like that, and it was designed as a game maker. So it was designed to be a programming-free game maker. So you could sort of drag and drop things onto the screen. You could set up how they behave, and you could make games out of it. One day when we went to our local computer shop, First Compute, which is where we spent a lot of our time when we weren't in school or playing games or whatever, I happened to see that there'd been a budget re-release of this for about £5, and I'd previously read about Click and Play in the magazine my brother was working on at the time, PC Zone, and I thought it looked interesting. I thought, oh, for a £5 we'll give that a go, and so we picked it up, and being the filthy pirates that we were, we all copied it and exchanged it between us so we could all have a play with it. And Play Is Destiny was born from several things, really.
Right, so I'm just going to interrupt it. Wasn't it some holiday or something like that? And I came round to your house and you said, I've got this. And I went, I was like, Pete, you need to really sit down with this.
Yeah.
You could have a lot of fun with it.
Yes.
And then we did.
Yes. So the way Play Is Destiny got started was one of our friends at the time, he was absolutely obsessed with an N64 game called Fighter's Destiny. Yeah, Tony. So we thought it would be quite funny if we could. Well, originally we referred to it as Play Is Destiny just to try and piss him off, basically, and insult him. But one time we started fiddling around with Click and Play, and I showed Woody that okay, so this is what you can do with this. You can have a little man running around the screen. You can have him shooting stuff. Here's a photograph of Tony I happen to have on my computer. let me just cut out the head, and I can stick that in the game. Now you can have him bouncing around like a boss monster. And then we thought, oh well, he needs to fire something. Why doesn't he fire hamburgers at you? So he started firing hamburgers at the little man, and the little man turned into a sprite rip from Contrast. Which we then recolored for Player 2. Rather than just using the Player 2 sprite, we just recolored the Player 1 sprite.
Yeah, that's right.
We didn't grab all the frames of animation either, so his walking animation wasn't quite right.
The thing is, what started quite simply there, we really broke apart.
Oh yeah.
And you were basically, and I think you'd agree with this, you were doing pretty much the breaking apart of the programming of it, and I was sort of directing you ideas, going, why can't we do this? And you'd be like, well, I don't think we can do that. And then I'd go, well, what about if we told it to behave like this? You go, you can do that, I'm going to do it. And then all of a sudden, something would happen that was amazing.
Yeah. So Click and Play was sort of quite limited on paper, and you could make sort of single screen games, and then you could have a progression through those games. So like at the end of a level, you could say, right, we go to this level, if this happens, go to this level, if this happens. But I discovered relatively early on that there were ways you could sort of game the system a bit. So like one thing that Click and Play didn't have that later installments did was sort of global variables, ways of storing information from level to level. And I discovered that you could make creative use of the player 3 and player 4 sprites if they weren't playable. So what I used to do is, just off screen on every level, there was a toilet. And the toilet was player 4. And if you put a player 4 object down, you then had access to the player 3 and player 4 lives and score variables, which you could then store information in. And so, yeah, the toilet in the corner of the screen became a bit of a tradition. But, yeah, Play It Is Destiny actually got fleshed out into a full game. It's still, to date, the only click and play game that we ever completed.
Yeah, I've got some problems with it. But
Yeah.
we're going to come to that.
Yeah, yeah.
It still hurts. It still hurts, you bastards. But fine, whatever.
So the story of Play It Is Destiny was that there were two members of Space Patrol, Lewis and Pierre. There was me and Woody, and they were defending the
They were
universe.
our names on Final Fantasy.
Yes, they were. We were defending the universe from the evil pie collectors, and the pie collectors were just 16 coloured digitised heads of all our friends that we'd animated by hand to be opening and closing their mouths. And we did special custom death animations of them as well, which is where we just select bits of them and then just pull them apart and sort of scribble blood.
I've got to say,
stains in
I think
between.
I was the pioneer of the exploding death.
You were, yes, you were the pioneer of the exploding death. And they got increasingly elaborate as they went through, but none of us were very good at drawing pixel art, so there was like one who the top of his head would fall off, and there was supposed to be like his brain inside there, and it was a pile of shit, but it was just like some brown pixels.
Yeah.
But yeah, we fleshed it out into like a whole game. It was just a series of boss fights basically, and each boss had its own unique mechanics, and it had full voice acting for all the cutscenes. Each boss gave a little speech when they died. It was mostly, my party energy's been depleted.
Jason Bates. Oh dear. Sorry, Jason.
He's not listening.
No, but whatever.
Yeah, but yeah. So we made it through that, and the ultimate aim of the little exercise was we wanted our head of sixth form to be the final boss, because he was sort of self-styled evil, if you like. He liked to think of himself as evil. Like he would sit there. We would be in a lesson, and he'd look out the window, and he'd see Year 7 going past, and he'd just sort of mutter to himself, "Scum."
He would walk around in the sixth form block with his secateurs, saying, "I'm cutting out the dead wood. I'm coming to cut out the dead wood." A pair of scum secateurs in there.
Yeah. So we decided that we wanted to make him the final boss, and yeah, we did basically, but there was a slight problem.
Nah, well, yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to explain the slight problem?
Well, you know, it's a bit like being cut out of your own baby, isn't it? like you're a member of the board, and then the board vote that they want you out.
Yeah.
Because in reality, me and Pete were the creators of that game, and this one time I couldn't make the what should we say, the acting. I couldn't help with the production of the game. So I think, did Ed come along to help out?
Yes.
And yeah, my character seemed to get killed off and then replaced by a yellow.
Green.
Was it green?
Green.
I thought it was yellow.
No, green.
What colour was I? Was I red?
You were blue. I was red.
Yeah, so the blue player got killed off by the green player.
No. You got murdered by Watts, and we made it into a
No,
dramatic moment.
I'm not saying. No. I'm not saying he got killed off by the green. Not actually in the story, he was killed by the green player. I'm just saying, the green player came along. We re-edited. You re-edited what was happening, and Lewis got taken out of his own story.
Yeah,
not by his decision. It was a bit of a mutiny.
Yeah. And so in the final stage, you had a green player and a red player instead of a blue one and a red one, and I couldn't make it that one day.
Well, we wanted to finish the game.
That one day, I couldn't turn up.
After all the times I'd cycled over to him, whatever.
were right at the end, and we wanted to finish it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happened. But then, do you remember we also took it into school and we showed Mr. Watts, and he loved it.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
Yeah, because like, he was all about being a galactic dictator who was shooting energy beams at you and consuming high energy to.
I think basically anyone who played it quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was quite funny.
Yeah, it actually worked quite well. I then did I remastered it while I was at university and made it work on slightly more modern machines. Although my remaster now doesn't work very well on modern machines, so I might have to remaster it again.
You'll have to make a ROM, an emulator.
Yeah, but no, my favourite thing about making that game, besides having a finished product at the end of it, was our voice acting sessions. Just because they always went wrong, and I feel sometimes they went deliberately wrong, but.
No, every time.
Yeah.
Everything went wrong.
Every time there was always something you couldn't read because Ed's handwriting was wrong, or like you just forgot your line.
See them to it,
General. See them to it. It's like what? That's not what.
You'd always hear me going, what the fuck did that say? Yeah.
I can't read that. Yeah. I think that I might still have some of those outtakes somewhere.
Oh, you should find them.
Yeah, because I've got a CD somewhere that was a backup of like my folder that was on my parents' machine back home, and that is sort of transferred across several different computers over the years. I'm pretty sure I still have a lot of the recordings that we made at the time, and we were using like really primitive recording software. We were just using Windows Sound Recorder at the time, and so Windows Sound Recorder didn't really have much in the way of editing facilities and things, but you could do stuff like. You could change the speed of things, you could add echo, and you can mix two sounds together as well. So
Didn't I try and do a take on Darth Vader's voice?
yes,
for it?
yes. You were trying to do that. So there was lots of echo and stuff, but it just came out. You go, search the hangar, search the hangar.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, with Windows Sound Recorder, we also had a side gig of making Jabba the Hutt noises as well. Remember those? Which was just, yeah, it was just us making wank noises and slowing them down and go. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, if you listen carefully in Predator 1, you can hear that noise going on on several occasions. Someone in that film, the sound editing, is doing that into a mic.
Yeah, pretty much.
Doing the.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear that, but
I would hear it.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. But I mean, Pirate's Destiny wasn't the only project that we had on the go, was there? We had our own individual ones as well. Do you want to talk a bit about Resident Evil X?
With Wesley Wilson. Yeah. Well, yeah. And the zombies that look like armchairs.
Yep.
And there was nothing good about that. To be fair, it ran like a bag of shit. It looked like a bag of shit. I think the only thing I can say is that my introductory logo screen was quite good, and I used Sax Fax music.
Yes.
And I want that Sax Fax sound.
I'm sure I've still got it.
I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
And I know how it went. Yeah, that's the one.
But yeah, Resident Evil X. This was like in.
You died.
Right. It was right in the depths of our Resident Evil 2 obsession.
Yeah.
And you did actually a pretty great title screen.
Yeah.
With the zombie, and like you press the button, and it would like put its hand up, and it would go Resident Evil X.
Yeah. and I made a good shotgun, and you could explode the heads off.
Yes.
So yes. I can't remember how that worked. I even drew a shotgun cartridge firing out of the shotgun.
Yeah.
I can't remember how it worked.
But it was like a top-down game. I think you only made like 2 or 3 rooms in the end. There was like the entrance to a shopping mall, and then you could code first compute.
Yeah. And then we asked that age-old. I'd ask that age-old question in there.
Can you tell me when Final Fantasy VIII's coming out?
When's Final Fantasy VIII coming out?
It's hard stuff.
He must have got so bored of me asking that question.
Yeah.
I reckon I asked him in that shop probably 20 times.
Yeah. Yeah. And every time the same answer. Well,
stocks and shares and all that.
Shares.
Yeah. What else? Well, hold on. You made a whole game. We went in my house and it played an acid jazz tune. Haven't we met somewhere before?
Yeah, no, that was never finished. This is actually a bit of a sore point for me because the story I wrote for that game, I've had hovering around my head for about 25 years now, and I've still never managed to sort of finish it in any form. I've started remaking it and making it in all sorts of different ways. I've tried writing it as a book, I've tried making it with Click and Play, I've tried making it with RPG Maker, and I've somehow never got around to finishing it. But yeah, what I was doing at the time is I was basically trying to see, again, I was pushing the boundaries of Click and Play and the use of the player forward toilet spray to see if I could make a Zelda type game.
That's right.
And so I was using the player forward sprite to do things like keep track of which room you'd come from, because Click and Play wasn't really built for sort of moving from room to room and going back and forth.
Rooms, isn't it?
But yeah, I found a way of getting it to sort of carry across data, and so I started making this sort of action RPG thing, and one of the scenes in there was just Woody's house, and you could go into the corner and you could turn on the stereo and it would start playing this acid jazz music called Big Kahuna that we were obsessed with at the time. Yeah, so that was that. That never got finished. There were some other things we did. I did a 3-player top-down maze-based shooter game called Atomic Flare Bandits. And that was just like a creative challenge where we had a thing like you can generate a game name by picking something from this first column, then something from this second column, then something from this third column. And we came up with Atomic Flare Bandits, and I thought, I'll make a game of that. Then there were numerous Pie Eater's Destiny spin-offs, none of which ever got finished or started in some cases. And Pie Eater's Destiny 2 we've been trying to make for approximately 25 years at this point. And we recorded some dialogue for it on several occasions.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah.
I had a hangover.
Yes.
I had a hangover while you and Ed were doing that. And what was it? We got to get these whales.
No, that was a spin-off. That was Pie Crisis. Because we were obsessed with Time Crisis at the time, so we thought we'd do like a light gun shooter. But the plot of that was what was stealing whales for some reason. I don't know why.
No.
It was them got to catch these whales. Why?
I had nothing to do with that. I want to say, just for the record, I had nothing to do with whatever you two were saying. It sounded stupid, and I was like, that's me saying that in a hungover state.
That's because you were lying face down on my bed at the time in the sort of Grand Theft Auto wasted clothes.
Yeah. Wasted.
Yeah, the Darth Vader impression you were doing, that was supposed to be Pie Eater's Destiny 2 at one point as well.
Yeah.
That never happened. I made Pie Arena that I was quite pleased with because that had multiple selectable characters with different abilities.
Oh yeah.
That was sort of a take on Bomberman almost. So you could play it 2-player, and you had to sort of shoot each other and deplete each other's energy bars. It was completely unbalanced because I had no idea about game balance at the time. And there was one character who moved really slowly but had about 300 times more hit points than everyone else, so he was absolutely undefeatable. But yeah, I got quite far through making that one, but again, never finished it. Ed made Impact, which was just Pong.
Blast.
It was Pong, but instead of like the standard Pong bats, we had a Street Puncher on one side and Merlin the Wizard on the other side, and they were just batting a hamburger back and forth or something like that. Blast. So yeah, good times.
Yeah.
Right, that's been an hour and 44 minutes, so I think we can probably call time on that there. We've had lots of memories there. It's been very informal, I know, but that was the whole point of this.
Edit it to make me sound not so much like a dick.
I don't know if that's possible, but I will do my best.
Thank you.
Alright, so as always, thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you again next time.
Goodbye!
Bye!
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please help out the channel by leaving a like or a comment and subscribing. Be sure to check out MoeGamer.net for new articles on Japanese and Japanese-inspired video games, new and old, every weekday. Every month, MoeGamer features an in-depth exploration of an individual game or series as its cover game, so be sure to check the archives to see if your favourite has had a deep dive yet. If you'd like to support the site directly, please consider becoming a patron or buying me a coffee. You can find links to do both down in the video description. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.